Hello, everyone. I'm the okayest bassist, and this is the BASSics Volume 50. Today, the plan is I'm just going to talk about a couple of things, and then I'm going to open up options for people to join. I'm going to throw it into the chat, the link to join me here on Restream. We will see if that goes anywhere, and then we will hang out for a bit on that. Couple of announcements. One, there will not be a BASSics next week. I have family stuff at church on Sunday, so I won't be able to do a BASSics next week. I'm hoping everything pretty well stays the way it is right now. On the personal life side, I was transferred to a different store. So instead of having about 180 people to oversee, I now have about 310. And it is still me who's helping with the previous store. So I really have like 500 people. So far, it hasn't impacted anything. If anything, I get better time for Sundays, but hopefully nothing changes. We will see. That's pretty much it. On the bass side of things, I do still keep lessening my collection. This right here, fretless EHB, is currently supposed to go to Sono. I got it from him. He's supposed to get it back, but if he hasn't confirmed that he still wants it by the end of the next week, then I have the Reverb listing up. So as always, if you see something that I own and you find me on Reverb and you want to buy it, just say that you saw it from the video or that you know about the channel. I'll give you a discount. The next one that might go, Bully had asked about it when he was on last week, is my Sire F10. I do like the bass. I'm not 100% sure if it's the labella strings on it that I'm just not caring for. I may change the strings at some point and see if that changes anything. It does, I mean, it still sounds good in honor of Bully. Or, of course, the one Bully loves the most. Anyway, I mean, it sounds good. I'm just not a big fan. Everyone who knows the channel knows my preference of situations, and it's passive. All of this, except for this part and the volume knob, don't mean anything to me. The blend knob, I guess, I just leave it in the middle. So it may end up getting listed or sold somewhere. Not 100% sure. The rest of them are pretty solid to stay unless Chris Volpini decides that he really wants this close. I really prefer the multi-scales, and it's not multi-scale. So looking at what I have on the wall, this and that are the only ones that aren't multi-scale. So maybe, we'll see. Of course, he has his stuff going on with the government contracted wife and all of that fun, so holding off on that. So a couple of those little updates. Let me refresh it. Not that I expect it's changed, but always good to have the most up-to-date information when possible. The channel is currently sitting at 287 subscribers with 123 videos. I don't know if that's 123 that can be viewed or if that counts the ones that are uploaded. I know I have videos every week set for release through like February of next year. I did insert the bongo video in there earlier. Chris has sent me a set of SIT flats, and as soon as those come in, the bongo's getting work done right now. It's getting a passive switch installed. But once those SIT flats come in, I'm going to switch them. I already have a video set up to show the original strings versus a set of beta test strings I was sent from D'Addario. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about any of it really. They sent me a beta test set of strings that are a special coated type of string that doesn't feel super like abrasive or sticky. They're supposed to last really long, and they felt like, I don't like rounds, and they felt pretty comfortable. I'm considering just hanging on to those strings, and if I don't like the flats, or if I put the, maybe I'm going to test the flats on the bongo for sure, but they may end up going on here just to see how that goes. But those beta test strings have been super nice and comfy, and I think they sound good on the bongo. And again, I love tapes because they're soft, they're comfortable on your fingers. Those beta test strings have been great. So they may end up just living on the bongo. But the SIT flats, I do want to try on there just to kind of get a comparative sound for the strings when they're on the same instrument. And then that video will drop kind of like the bongo video did. Because I believe I think I dropped it on a Friday or a Saturday, where the normal video release is on Wednesday. So there may be an extra video here and there that drops just when it's something I don't want to take forever. Like I've been asked to put Gorthauer's video out or Albeto's video out, showing the new custom basses. However, there's a pattern to the bass video releases, so those won't come early. Because also I don't want to just release 2 videos a week and then burn through all that I've done through the end of the year, and then next year comes and I'm still having some difficulties coming up with ideas for videos, and I hate the idea of dropping to 2 videos a month or 1 video a month. Like I said, I never expected to get over 200 subscribers, and now I'm at 287. A reminder, when we hit 300, I have the wall hanging Hercules hanger. It's right over here. Let me grab it. It is, it says upgraded ASG, whatever that means. Excuse me. So, Hercules brand guitar hanger. Has like a little swivel to the neck, and then it has, of course, the Hercules, the little flaps that come down, almost like the new Dingwall. That is the thing I will give away when we hit 300. If we hit 400, the plan is to give away my original microphone. Well, not original, but my original decently good XLR plugged Scarlett Studio, which, interestingly enough, Positive Grid, if anyone hasn't seen it, have now released their Spark Live, which is what I currently have. Here's a buzz. Click. The Spark Live is my preferred wireless transmitter for the bass. They also have made one that uses XLR. So feasibly, if you have a microphone that doesn't require power, you can use Positive Grid's wireless technology. I think it's a 2.4 gigahertz, so it's not groundbreaking there, but it is super quiet, low interference, and that's why I prefer it. You could get it in an XLR form, again, if what you're using doesn't require power. So that condenser mic wouldn't work, needs 48 volt phantom power. But if you have a dynamic mic, you could feasibly run it wireless. That is going to be what we give away if we hit 400. And then if we hit 500, I'm going to give away another bass. I don't know which one. I've had ideas. I've thrown a few around out there. But the plan is at 500 to give away another bass. There is currently one person on the Patreon who I think I get like $2 a month out of that. That's been going on for a few months. So the plan is to find something. There's only one person, so that person wins the prize whatever it is that I buy with it. Probably just going to do like a okayest branded shirt and send that, because that's going to be about the easiest thing. because there's not that many inexpensive accessories that I can buy that work well as a giveaway. But that's if you're a patron and there's only one, so he automatically wins. But if you sign up to be a patron, which I don't expect, it'd be cool if you did, but you definitely don't have to. Then that gets you a 50% chance at this time. So you could do that. That is basically it. Yeah, I think that's it. That's basically it on any of the life updates. So, as I said, I'm going to copy the invite link. I'm going to post it. Where did I go? There I am. I'm going to post it in the chat. It's got a check mark, so it should be in the chat now. I'm going to leave that there. And if I don't get anybody hopping in the next 3 to 5 minutes, then I'll probably just cut it short. There's Dino Dan, the bass man. He didn't need the public link, but he could jump in if he wanted to. I believe Dino, like myself, first was originally seen on YouTube through Bully when he posted his link on a bass hang on the chat. I know in my case it was an accident because he originally meant to send the chat elsewhere and I jumped in. And then I was actually invited back. So there was a mistake on Bully's part, but it's okay. He can make those, especially when they involve me. I'm fine with mistakes about me. So, Dino's there. Hello, Dino. Again, if I get someone who jumps in the next 3-4 minutes, then cool. We'll see how it goes. I'm happy to just hang out with folks. As long as you don't do something that would cause the channel to get shut down, canceled, that kind of thing. That would suck. And if that doesn't work, then I had a couple ideas for today. Unfortunately, due to some personal stuff going on, Chris Volpini, my typical co-host, fellow brother of Causing Boredom, was unable to join, which is fine. Completely understood. If anything goes from there, cool. Well, there's Dino Dan, the bass man, saying hello to us. So, boom, there's a Dino Dan right there.
What's going on, Travis?
I don't know. That's above my pay grade, sir.
Is it still summer out there?
No, we had big storms come through last night, like 50-mile-an-hour winds. Trees went down on a bunch of different places. It went from being in the 80s this morning. I think it was, okay, bye, Dino. Well, Dino was here, and then Dino wasn't here, and now Dino's here again. There he is again. He was here, and then he ran away.
Yeah.
No, we had trees go down. I think this morning when I got up, it was below 50, so it
Okay.
was pretty nice. And then today,
Oh,
it wasn't supposed to get above 52, so it's been
there's a little
wonderful. I'm still in
SoCal weather
shorts
for you.
because, yeah, no, I'm good. It was, if it stays above 50, I'll still be in shorts because I love cold weather.
Okay.
And if the wonders will never cease,
Oh
there he
no.
is, the beautiful man himself.
Oh, there he is.
He's there.
The real musician right there.
How
Absolutely.
about that?
I've seen him pull rabbits out of stuff you wouldn't. Oh, you said musician. Never mind. I was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The rabbit thing's probably a little more accurate.
Walks up with a bass case, opens it up, starts pulling rabbits out of it at music shows. What the hell is this?
Right.
Just let it go. Look, he made fire
There'd
appear.
probably be less booing.
It made fire. It was a magic.
Not
Look
no.
at that.
Oh. Yeah, man, I've gotten in a lot of trouble lately.
Uh-oh. What
I just
happened
can't.
with you?
I just can't stop buying bases.
Well, you know what you need, Dino, is a Sire F10. That's what you
I
need.
like. I don't.
That's hideous.
Body, don't care for the body shape, but I do like that's a nice top on that one.
I I was just saying earlier, I have two bases. Well, the fretless EHB is supposed to go back to Sono, but he said he wasn't 100% sure if he'll have the money for it, so he's supposed to let me know by the end of the month. And then I have the close, um, oops, I have the close in holding in case you decide you want it. And then that will leave me with all multi-scales. So once somebody takes this, which I
It's
know
not a matter of
Pastor Groove, who watches, wants this, but he said he would also have to pay for a good divorce attorney. So he didn't think the cumulative costs would be fiscally worth it. But
all I heard was
outs,
that he lacks dedication.
well, I mean, I don't like that view. So there's that. And then that will leave me with just the multi-scales. And I'm pretty sure, like, if this one and if you end up buying the close, I do have one base on the way.
And
Anyone who's been stalking me on Facebook can see it because the company GOC has had me on their front page for the number of people commenting on crap like every week.
You were on those guys for a while, dude.
I still am. I
Every
still
time
am.
every time I seen a post by them, Travis was in there. How do
I
we
try.
order? How do we get one?
Well, when you announce a product and it looks cool and it sounds good and they get a bunch of people, they send early ones and all of them say that it's great. And then you say, "Look, we're making them." And then you go, "Hey, can I buy one?" And you get no answers. Yeah, yeah, I start bugging people because I wanted one.
that's the thing is I had that happen. You know, those fender replacement necks from Close
Oh
are
yeah.
way behind schedule. Like I forgot I ordered it when they sent me the thing. Um, and then they always answered the emails. I'll say that when you message them and ask. But then the other thing I'll say is the deadline they usually gave you would come and go, and you didn't hear anything. Um, and then you call them or you'd send them another email, and they would get back to you really fast, and then they give you another deadline. Um,
Information is by request only.
yeah, and I'm overall it was fine. You know, it was things happen. I understand. It was a new product line. They were in the middle of the COVID supply chain. You know, they had a lot going against them.
They
Yeah,
have great T-shirts. They're comfy.
yeah,
I'll say
yeah.
that.
I have a maroon one. Um,
So,
but yeah,
Chris, have you installed the trick fish like preamp stuff and anything?
no, Lobster has. I have not. I don't usually mess with active preamps that much. So my experience with active preamps. I've swapped pickups and I've played a lot of different pickups, but active preamps I I don't usually mess with them. Usually, if I don't like it when I buy it, I don't. You know, I don't. Or if I don't like it when I'm at the store, I won't buy it. Um, yeah, I don't. I've never messed with the trick fish one. I know Leah has. Um, she's tried them in a few of her bases. So if you message Low End Lobster, she can tell you more about it than me. But the yeah, never mess with it. But it's basically it's going to be similar because I don't. This is getting inside baseball, but like so if you've ever played a Federa preamp, those are made by a guy named Mike Pope, or they were. Now he works for Trickfish. He makes those
Okay.
preamps. So it's gonna. I'm sure he can do whatever you want, but it's. I would expect it to be kind of Federa-y. Um,
Foderish.
yeah. So that would be my
Trickfish.
expectation. Which
Foderish.
Yamaha uh, and I don't know the years or anything, but I know that Mike Pope also worked at Yamaha, and their active preamps are kind of Federa-y too.
Hmm.
Okay.
Um, that's just my opinion. But I love the Yamaha, like whatever they put in the BB73 whatever A. Um, that is a great preamp in every
Almost sounded
regard.
like an Ibanez name now.
No,
Although
it's the base.
I don't know,
It's
I've
the top
heard some
bracket
people
before you get
don't
to the
like
drive.
those preamps.
I think very highly of them.
I had a 734, and I liked it. It was beefy, but then other people said that they don't really like it, and I just thought, well, maybe I'm just not experienced enough not to like it. But
This gets into Lee and I have talked a lot about it, but this gets into a thing is like more isn't always better. I think, especially when it comes to active preamps, because man, I always think of the bongo, the Music Man bongo preamp. Um, it was like if you looked at the knob, uh, the sound would change. The sound change was so drastic. So you had like a billion options, but it was like it was too much. It was just too
And
much.
6 of them sounded great.
That's the thing. It's like I don't really like those preamps with the huge bandwidth. Um, you know, I mean, how many? I'm not gonna cuss. How many how many tone options? How many knobs do you need? You have a bunch on your amp head, and then you got an active preamp on your bass. You might be running through a preamp pedal. It's
Well, it's
something
like that's my big gripe with the F10. Like, of course, I said it earlier. I'm the passive guy. I'm the guy who likes multi-scale,
too. Well,
headless,
I'm
while
multi-scale.
being passive. Like all the silliness, and then it's just passive that I
Jesus.
want. And yes, Jesus keeps
Yeah,
photobombing.
I just thought Jesus.
Jeez,
Um,
that's a good thing. It's a good thing.
it's
Talk to
Sunday.
him too. But like with the F10, I really like the single cut shape. I think that one has not the coolest top. I do like how the like
what's the? What,
burl
I'm sorry, my ignorance. What's the F10?
this
Oh, is that that's the
the
sire?
sire that's definitely not a Fodera. I'm pretty sure they just F for Fodera.
I mean,
That was the joke that
okay,
Bully
so
stole
they're
from me
all.
was that it's
I
the
mean,
Fodera,
it's not. There's probably
FAUX.
some truth to it.
I
Marcus
mean, it's
Miller
a
is
single
their
cut bass. That's kind of a Fodera
no,
thing.
and Marcus Miller is who they all the bases have his name on it, and he has played Federas over the years. That was one of his main bases for a while. I think it was like all of his fretless stuff was on Federa.
My
Um,
biggest complaint on it is what you were just saying, though. Like, the thing has, I don't even know, it has a stacked I think it's stacked volume and blend.
mhm.
I think it's volume.
No,
No,
it's
I
just
think it's stacked volume tone. Then you have a blend. Then you have your treble. Then you have a mid stacked with the mid frequency. Then you have your bass. And then you have the switches for series, single, parallel. And then you have a third switch, which is the passive switch. So
I got to
I
bounce. You guys have a good one.
have
see you
fun.
later.
So like on the F10, you're literally sitting there going, okay, I have 3 switches, one that goes 2 ways, one that goes 3 ways, and then I have 5 knobs, 2 of which are a stacked knob. It's for me, it's all useless. Like I've
Yeah,
put it in passive. I leave the blend in the center, and I leave the volume all the way up, and I never touch the tone. I leave it all the way up. So
yeah.
that's I like the single cut, but I don't find myself going to play it. And it's so for me, it's super comfortable. It's not ergonomic, it's not lightweight, but it's not heavy. Like I had an Ibanez BTB single cut, and that thing was heavy, but it also played great. but I got rid of it because it had no passive option at all. And I just hate the fact of if the battery dies, my thing does not make sound. That just is a thing that baffles my
Yeah,
brain.
I get the resentment, but I'm also like, I'm talking about something that does barely ever happen. But I get it. You're right. I agree. Like, just put a switch on it and charge $5 more for it or whatever you got to do. But they don't. Um,
So
it's
my
it's
wife had put that Dino was much louder than we were, and then I presume my son is the one who typed in E300 J and Yuki you et it we 41 ET6 FTV5 fever 5T foot
now,
by
give me
F.
that again, you did cut out for a second. Give me that again. Just
Yeah,
start at the
exactly.
beginning.
Yeah.
Um,
So
yeah, I single cuts I usually don't like. I've seen there's some that I thought looked good, but usually I don't. I like your white base, the shape of
these,
it.
yeah. What
Yeah,
about that one?
not as much, but it's okay.
So you like this one as a single cut because the cut is slightly a horn.
No, I just there's not a rhyme or reason to it. It matters. Like the whole body shape comes into it, and I like the shape of that one. I think it's cool looking.
Yeah.
Um, the Thunderbird. I think even though it's an ergonomic nightmare, I think that's a cool shape.
So
Um,
what's your thoughts on?
that's technically a single cut, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And your thoughts on the D-Rock?
Oh, I've talked myself out of buying. I've had to talk myself out of buying one several times because the price point I'm comfortable with for that, and I do from time to time play in a rock band, and it would be cool to have something like that for it. But I haven't pulled the trigger. Um, there was
I was
one
really hoping when they go ahead.
Oh, they might. I don't know if what I saw. It could have been a custom shot. Yeah, I'm Sire and Dingwall. It's like I know them when I see them, but I'm not up on the model names. I always forget Sire, especially. I always forget. Um, Leah would be talking about one. I had to like if I'm at my computer, I just look it up, a lot of times I'm like, what? Now, which one's that one? It's a
Oh
Peter.
yeah. I
And I'm
mean,
like,
but Leah's also a freaking encyclopedia on a whole bunch of stuff. Like at the Nashville base house, she was talking about, oh, and I had the OLP BP365 preamp and I put it in a Sire Z7625 and it had that was the one that had I was like, uh-huh, uh-huh,
yeah, cool.
uh-huh. And then like you were just saying, like pulling out my phone and typing in, what is the
Yeah,
Sire Z?
scared
Oh,
to death
it's
they're
one.
gonna ask you a question faster than you can Google it.
Yeah.
But
Well, in my case, the answer is simple. I have no idea.
yeah, I I
I do
I
like the D-Rock though. I really love the like triple pickups is silly, and that's one of the things I like about it. But I love that it's all passive, and then you have because I'm trying to remember it's a four-way rotary, and it's neck only. I think it's neck and bridge,
and would the neck
bridge.
would the I'm sorry to interrupt. Would the neck be considered more like the precision spot or the
Yeah,
middle one?
the one whichever one is like all the way to one direction. There's like bridge only. There's the one that's like P base sweet spot. There's one that's the neck and bridge, so you get kind of the jazz thing.
Yes.
And then the last one is, and I never remember which way it goes. It's bridge and center in one type with the neck in another. So it's like bridge and center in parallel with the neck in series, or it's bridge and center in series with the neck in parallel. I don't remember. I just remember hearing it and I was like, but would it not be easier to wire it all the same? Like, I don't know. I don't know how any of that goes. But that's by far the one I think that sounds the best. Because I was just flipping through them and I'm like, oh, there's 4 options. And there's
Yeah, I've never
3
really sat down
pickups.
with a Dingwall and messed with it, gotten to mess with it. I sat with a Leland Sklar signature one
Oh,
time for a little bit.
those are cheap.
Yeah, I mean, it was, but it had the
5 digits.
mandolin frets and
Hmm.
all that. It was cool. You know, the way he sets his up is it's basically a Stingray. Um, is how I kind of felt about it. But it it was fine. You know, I the only thing the fan fret bothered me on was that I do a lot of chord stuff on the higher register, and that was the only time the fan fret was screwing me up. When I was just playing bass lines, it was fine. So overall, pro Dingwall. I just don't have one.
Yeah. I was kind of surprised, but also not when they announced that they were doing the headless. And I think it was a couple weeks before it came out that I don't remember. I think it was on here. Maybe we were talking about it. Someone was on here, and I had said how I had asked on Johnny Dibble and Chris's podcast when they had Sheldon on there. My question that I asked as a patron was, are you going to do headless? And he had said, well, yeah, we are. But he wasn't going to commit to a time frame because that has a habit of screwing you. Like, yeah, we're going to have it by NAM. And then everyone comes up to your booth at NAM and goes, where's the headless? And you're like, yeah, so about that. No.
Well, or you only get one finished, and then everybody wants to buy one, and now it's like now they're going to be bugging you for a while.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah, I mean,
I had said I was hoping it was going to be a D-Rock. Like they were just going to, because of the whole bigness that they have on the D-Rocks for ergonomics. Like this is the Thunderbird that is ergonomic.
Mhm.
The way they have like the hole in the body recessed strap button type. It's not like a strap button that sticks out. It's recessed. You have to stick the button thing into it and it locks in place. Me being dumb, I didn't like that. I wanted to use my regular D'Addario locking strap, so I attached a strap button to it, and that ruined the ergonomics because where they had it placed, it balances better than farther out on the top. Some magic there. So I ended up getting a strap just for the Dingwall that has those strap buttons. But I thought, okay, they're going to do it on a D-Rock. One, it's pretty well their cheaper model. So they're going to do it where they can have one of those that's a little more expensive, but also gettable by most of your people. And
Mhm.
then if it works, they'll move on to, whatever else. But then it was a couple weeks before it was actually announced that I think it was us who were talking on here. And I had said to somebody at least that if I make a guess of what they're really going to do, they're just going to grab a combustion and they're going to make it headless because it's of their shapes, the more traditional of their shapes. Because I'm sure they weren't
I
going
mean,
to
that's
do
what
it.
I would do if I was them. That's probably
Yeah.
what they sell the most of. Um, yeah, see, now you got me looking at them. Damn it.
And I don't remember what it
Don't,
starts with
you're
an it starts with an E, like effigy or something like that. Their new headless. Um, Dingwall headless.
I'm just seeing what colors the D Rock comes in.
Effigy. That's what the new one's called, and it looks basically like a combustion.
Mm.
I do like that I guess they worked with some like Formula One parts manufacturer or something to change their minimalist bridge to a headless bridge, but it's the kind that has the disc tensioners rather than the rods that you turn on the outside like the EHB. It has the
Oh,
kind
I've
that,
never had. Never
yeah,
had. I didn't realize what you're talking about because I've never had a headless.
yeah. So, and it's interesting. I don't know if you've seen much about the effigy, the new headless. It's so funny because if you look at the pictures of the top of the neck, they literally have like little pinball paddles that fold out from the back, so you can hang it on a normal hanger without worrying that it'll fall off. Which I find it's very Dingwall because
Yeah.
we're going to engineer a thing to do a thing that others have done, but we're going to do it differently, and
Why
we're
don't
going
you
to
just
do it away.
leave a little wood there? Like,
Yeah, like I mean, and that's what I mean. Like it's a very Dingwall thing. Like a bunch of people have done this and it works, but like we're gonna do it our way. And then I guess they have like a patent pending on it. But like when I designed Eins, that that was it. It was like
yeah.
make sure it flares out at least half an inch, so I can put it in a hanger.
Or I mean, you could just do it at like flare it out so that the end of the headstock is even with the like the wide, like where the neck meets the body, the widest portion of the neck, and then you're not like compromising.
Well, like the EHBs, they even
Yeah.
have. I mean, granted, the hangers I use, I just put a 2x4 in the front of the hanger, and then I put the back of it in a vise to narrow it, just so it's not too wide. But that's all it takes. And like, I don't like playing. I've
So
had
you do it right.
headlesses.
When I do that, I just squeeze it with my hand, so it's never even.
Oh, oh, well,
Because I'm impatient.
oh, well. I don't think I have the grip strength to bend
Oh,
that.
it's aluminum. You're fine. You
Well,
got it.
these are solid. They're not hollow.
So do they? The only thing I'm not. Do they do that? What color is yours? Your D Rock?
Black.
Do they do that blue to purple shift? I'm only finding
Yeah.
4 things.
Yeah, they have a. I don't
Is there
remember
5?
what the. Yeah, because that was the
I don't
finish.
want a 4. I don't even think. Like, why would you want a 4-string dingwall?
Because the way theirs are set up naturally are BEAD.
Oh,
So
okay.
if
Never mind.
they're like their string sets from Dingwall or BEAD. It's
Okay.
like, oh, you're playing metal, you're not worrying about high notes.
That definitely makes more sense. Um,
But yeah, the color shift purple, I've seen it. I don't know if they do them
that's what I would want.
still.
Is a color shift purple 5-string.
I
I
see.
like the aquamarine, but I like the color shift purple better. If you're gonna get
So
something weird.
I'm looking at Sweetwater, and they have the blue to purple matte, but the pictures they have, like the live pictures, look a lot better than their like ultra lighted one. But they do have one. D Rock 5-string matte blue to purple color shift. It's D Rock. Item number is DROC 5 BPCS 2845 is the price.
Dude, it's one. Oh, okay. That's more than I
They've
thought.
they've gone up. Like
Yeah.
when I first started looking at D Rocks, you could catch them on sale like 18, and they were
Yeah.
usually around
That's
21.
what my head was at.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Well,
granted,
I need to. I need to have a reason to buy it. That's all that means.
see the thing that gets me is when I finally decided to buy one, they had just announced their matte Ducati white is what they call it. And I had seen it, and then I also saw it next at NAMM. I saw it next to like a crazy bluish purple color shift
There it is.
combustion, and the
Mhm.
combustion had a maple neck and fretboard. And I waited for like probably 30-40 minutes to talk to Sheldon. He was talking to someone else and just never, like, he looked at me once and then never acknowledged me again. So I talked to one of the other people there, and I said, is there any way to get the white D-Rock with a maple fretboard? Because I thought that would look great, like the light and the light color and all that. And the guy was like, yeah, just shoot an email to our sales team and say you want a white one with the maple fretboard, because we probably have an extra neck sitting around from where a body got damaged or whatever. And I messaged, and granted, I should have known better than to message at NAMM, because of course they're super busy. So I waited. I never heard back. I waited like 4 weeks. I sent a message again, and all I got was, the only way you can get this is to go custom shop. And I was like, okay, could you tell me a ballpark price range? Because I'm like, if I can grab one for $2,000 and you're telling me I got to go custom shop, and you're telling me it's going to be like $400 more, okay. For the aesthetics, I think that would be worth it. But they literally just didn't respond. It was like, what would it cost? And then there's no answer. So it's like, okay, either we have a problem of communication or you don't care about a single one-off person trying to buy this. So we'll see. I think I like the black with the dark neck. I would have loved the white one with the maple neck. That is like my favorite aesthetic on a bass, is a light colored bass with a light neck. Hence Ein's existence is a white bass with a painted white neck, including the fretboard. But the D-Rocks are cool, but I mean, as an owner of one, I can tell you that the price that they go for now, I would not have bought it. I got mine under $2,000 with tax, shipping, and all.
Yeah.
So now, granted, Sweetwater, like if you're looking on there, they do have the 6 months financing. But if you call and talk to Tim, I guarantee you'd do 48 months. But that's still.
I don't want it. I honestly, I don't want it that much.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, looking at the price of what they are now, I find it now. Granted, I've gotten stupidly good deals. Like Ein's was, after everything, import fees, year or two ago, was 19. I paid 1,800 for Ein's, and then it was like $100 for the import fees. Albedo, made basically a year later, was more premium woods. It was Purple Heart and Wenge and Padauk, as opposed to just maple, because it was going to get painted, so I didn't care what the wood was. It didn't matter if it was a cool grained wood, just paint it. So Albedo cost, I think it was 21, but the import fees alone were over $500 because of all the fun. So that killed it. But then I get even luckier when I got Gorthauer, and that's the Sauron bass, and that one,
the fire looking one?
yeah, that one, complete everything to purchase, get it made, shipped, and all that was only $1,500. And then because it was declared at only $1,500, I think the import fees on it were like $200. So, and that one's my favorite bass. And I had to do surgery on it today because I was gonna play it at church. I legitimately was gonna bring the Eye of Sauron Demon Lord bass to church and play it. No one probably would have even noticed, except that's weird shaped. But that's what I bring every week, is something weird shaped. And I plugged it in, and it has sliding potentiometers, and it had some crackle to it. And I was like, okay, something's in the connection. Slid it down, slid it back up, figured dirt will get out of it. And when it slid back up, nothing, just no signal. And I was like, oh crap. This was an experiment to try sliding pots on the backside of a bass, and it's not going well. I messaged the guy who made it. He's like, I am so sorry to hear that. He's like, this is the model of slider that I used. If you want to reach out to them, be like, I have this one, it's not working. And I said, well, I'm going to open it up just to see. Like, if there's a wire just hanging loose, then I can send you a picture and be like, where's this thing supposed to go? I'll solder it back. And then if I couldn't figure it out, then I'd take it to Luthier Tech and be like, make it work again. I don't care if you hardwire it where it's always volume max and tone max and it's just on. Make it work. But I opened it up, and I had it laying down, and I kept plucking the string with one finger while I'd wiggle every wire. And at one point I heard, and I was like, oh. I held that wire and I kept wiggling it while plucking the string, and I kept hearing, So I sent him a picture. I circled which end of the wire it was, and then, just for kicks and grins, I wrapped the wire around the post, like the insulated portion, because when I pushed it to the side, it worked. So I wrapped it around, and it kept working. I put the whole thing back together, and it plays now. So I know which wire is the problem, and if I need to, I can cut the wire short, and cut the end out of it, pull the thing through, and resolder more of it in case it's just like a slightly, because it's thin wire. So if it's just it broke somewhere, then whatever. But so
Yeah,
that was terrifying.
I was running water line for we're having a refrigerator delivered this week, and so I'm up there, and I sent you that picture of those outlet boxes with all the live wires that is used electrical tape. Did a single pass on. I found a
It's
junction box.
insulated.
Yeah, I found a junction box down there, and it's the same deal. Just everything's hot. No cover on the junction box, and they're electrical tape.
My favorite one was we were in the process of selling it, but we own an apartment building, and when we were redoing the entire third floor, which was 3 one-bedroom apartments, and combining it all into one big 5-bedroom flat, at one point one of the outlets wasn't working, and luckily it was all grounded, so it wasn't like the problem you get in where you get like 2-prong and then you have to go through and do all the fun with that. um, but I was rewiring because it was old wiring. I was going through each room and making sure which line was first, and then I'd put a ground fault circuit interrupter in front of all of it so that if there was a surge, it hit that before it made it all the way to the breaker, just for safety's sake and to improve ergonomics later on, so we didn't have to run across the entire place to go to the breaker box. And I'd go in, I'd disconnect a line, and then I would go see, okay, are the rest of them hot? And at one point, the first one I disconnected, the rest went out. And I was like, cool. So I start putting it together. And then I thought, oh, wait, there's one more outlet over there. And it was hot. And I was like, okay, that must be the first one. So I put everything back together, and it's just an outlet. I'm not shutting the breaker off to hook up an outlet. That's not a problem. Well,
I'm paranoid.
the box was metal.
There you go.
And when I got it loose from the receptacle, it sprung sideways, and I didn't think about it. I had the pliers and I reached over to grab it. Well, my finger touched the metal box, so the pixies bit me because they didn't want me messing with their house. And I was okay, so I went and shut off the breaker and then kept working on it. But it's my second best story with live wires. At our current house, the house that used to be here, there was a big cabinet that had a single oven at chest height in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a cooktop built into the counter. And I was like, okay, well, we already had a fancy range that has a half door that can open, and then the whole door can open, so you can have 2 different temperatures of things baking, broiling, whatever. And then, of course, it has its own cooktop because it's its standard range. So I was like, okay, I'll kill the power to what was the wall oven, and then I'll install the box and all that. So I tell my wife, hey, go back to the breaker box and find the thing that runs the oven and turn it off. Well, she went back there and found the thing that said stove and turned it off. And I get ready to wire up this 220, and my screwdriver slips and the whole thing explodes. So they had labeled the cooktop as stove, but it wasn't next to the thing that said oven. It was like up here in the box, and ovens down on the other side, halfway down the list. So I told her she was just trying to cash in on my $200K life insurance. And well, he went in there and started playing with wires and didn't even shut off the breaker. Like, I don't know what to tell you. But no, she felt bad. She cried. And then she told me I should have done it myself if I wanted it done right. And I was like, well, that's fair. I mean, if I was that, so I went in there and told the kids, I said, hey, the lights are going to go out. And I killed the whole main to the house because I thought somehow they'd hardwired the thing.
I'm super like, I test it. And if it's hot, I go find the breaker, and then I come up and I test it again, and then I'll mess with it. I got shocked trying to hook up a dryer one time, and I actually had an exit wound. Not really a wound, but like
The burn.
I had a black spot,
Mhm.
where it came out. Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad,
I
my dad was an electrician in the coal mine, and he was like, "Yeah, if that would have went through your heart, you'd be dead." He's
all
like,
it
"So be
takes is a
glad."
tenth of an amp to
Yeah,
interrupt your heart.
yeah.
No, there was a buddy of mine who is an electrician, and he was telling me, he said, when I was getting taught, the guy who taught me said he didn't label wires. He threw all of his wiring, and he'd get up in an attic or he'd get down in the crawl space and he'd just grab a bundle and throw it off to wherever it needed to go. And I was like, okay, so what? Then at the end, he'd just turn each breaker on one at a time and see which. He's like, nah. He turned all the breakers on and he had a breaker finder. I said, what's a breaker finder? He said, it was an old metal fork with only 2 tines left to it. And he'd wrapped the end in about 3 inches thick of electrical tape. He'd walk into one of the rooms and he'd plug it into the outlet. When the outlet blew, he'd replace the outlet, and whichever breaker was done, that was the one you labeled. That's the master bedroom right there. It's like, I mean, I guess a
Hardly
contractor
the most,
box. Do what?
hardly the most efficient process, but
Well, I mean, hey, it is. He. You figure a contractor box of outlet receptacles is $10-15 for 10 of them, so it's $1.50 a receptacle, and he's testing the breakers to make sure they work.
I guess.
That's dedication. Either that or he burns the house down, one or the other. But I mean, he's insured, so there you go.
Hopefully.
But well, no one ever joined from the public, so I guess you have to be like Bully and have a few thousand people before someone's willing to just jump in on a stream.
Or we
Either
just need
that
to
or I
start
somehow
jumping
missed
on
them
his
completely.
streams.
Do
We'll just
what?
start, we'll just start jumping on his streams. No.
I don't know if you've watched his video he just put out. He put out the video of the Sire M6, the headless. It's
Actually, I'm
funny
a
too.
little behind on his channel. I need to catch up.
I was mowing. I do the groundskeeping at my church, and
Mhm.
I've left it for the last month, maybe almost 2 months now, without mowing because I wanted the grass to get tall and go to seed, so it would be thicker for next year.
Yeah,
And
that's what I do
I
every year.
I asked the office manager who's in charge of like most of the stuff. I was like, I know we're gonna have a trunk or treat, but we also, when we have our trunk or treat, like people come up and set up like a little maze, and there's all sorts of activities that they do. And I was like, do you want me to come mow, or we're starting to get some leaves falling? Do we just want the taller grass and let the leaves fall, and there'll be a little bit of decor? She's like, I think it'd be best to mow. Double check with so and so just to make sure. So I asked so and so, and so and so was like, yeah, I think it'd be best to come up and mow. What I did not know is this big storm we just got last night dumped enough water that while I was trying to do what I typically do and mow the ditches, that there was standing water in the ditch. So I had to have my 15-year-old get in the truck and learn how to drive with towing something, it was great. She was excellent at it. She didn't need any help or coaching or yelled at all. But she had to pull it backwards so that I could get, because I tried getting up and just lifting the front end of the mower, but it was right against a concrete like retention wall to make sure that all the dirt doesn't wash out. So I had no way to maneuver the thing. But no, we went up and we were up and doing that. So I was hoping to do more of this, but while I was there, I was listening to a couple of things like Johnny and Chris's podcast, and then Bully's episode just came on after that automatically. And the whole time I was sitting here going, you didn't do your intro. Because he just starts it and is like, okay, and then starts opening a box. I'm like, you didn't say, hey, what's going on? This is Alan Brown, aka Bully the Kid. You did it wrong. But he was talking about it, and then he said he's going to start the base hangs again real soon. So
Yeah, I'm down. I'll do
if he
it.
throws his invite out, have to go crash his parties.
Oh yeah, for sure. Can't let him just do stuff.
We can't let him be entertaining. We have to show up and
No, I'll fix
kill
that.
the mood.
I'll fix that. All right, dude. I'll see you later.
Sounds good. Have fun.
All right.
As always, that is the beautiful Chris Volpini. He just put out a new video a couple years ago. Make sure you go watch it.
And
And also,
lure me back with your support.
there you go. Get him. He might make one a year.
I think I could commit to that.
Just takes his phone and sets it at the end of the stage while playing with Aristotle and goes, "That's good enough." Upload.
Not even that. I just put it up and then
turn it on live. Turn it on live when the show's over. It's fallen. They've got no recording of the ceiling or whatever. There you go. So that's Chris. He has a channel. He doesn't do anything with it, but you can still go check it out. I am the okayest bassist. As always, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. Have a day as awesome as you are.